Welcome back to the Dr. Fiona Show. Ashley is back with us. Thank you, Ashley, for coming again.
Oh, anytime.
To finish our discussion, I want to go a little deeper this time. Last week we talked about hair and how you felt that your hair was a way for you to express yourself creatively. We talked about the difference between natural hair and permed hair, what that's meant for you and to you, and how you interpret the situation, even in the African American community, how it's such a big deal. So, if we're going deeper, what do you think gave you some of your ideas? What childhood experiences developed some of your thoughts about hair?
Well, growing up, I didn't have the best grade of hair, so my mom started perming my hair when I was 5 years old. The perm was too strong, so it broke off, like my edges and ate up my hair. And the only way to deal with it was to continue to perm it. So until about 5 years ago, I decided to go natural because the perm had damaged my hair so much. I felt like I needed a new start. I was anti weed for the longest, but with being natural, I didn't know how to really take care of my hair at that time, so I started adding, weave in to give it a fuller look and.
Okay. So, in your childhood years, you experienced the frustration and the anguish of losing some of that hair around the edges.
Yes.
Okay. And then as you got older, at first you were anti-weave, but at some point you began to add weave to your hair. About how old were you when you started to wear weave?
I was 20. I was 20. And the only reason why I started, I did it one time because I had an event that was very important and I wanted to change, but my hair was so damaged from the perm that it started thinning out that I just decided to keep thinking that if I kept a sew-in that maybe my hair would grow. And from there, that's when I started my natural process. But, I kept weaving it.
Okay. So are you saying that at age 20 is the first time you wore weave?
Yes.
Wow. So no braids or even then, or do you not consider that weave?
When I was younger, I had braids occasionally, but I didn't really consider it getting weave until when I got older.
Okay, so at 20 with weave, what was that first hairstyle?
It was a sew-in and
so it was
down longer with some bangs, and I liked it, but when I took it out, my hair was even more thinner because the thread cut my hair. I have fine hair, so it's easy for my hair to come out. So I had to continue to get weave, hopefully that my hair would thicken out. And so when I kept getting sew-ins, the beautician, what she would do was add extension hair and braid it in with my real hair, then sew in the weave.
So it seems like throughout even your childhood and your adulthood, this thing out never stops, and it's kind of like a ongoing circle or ongoing process. Would you say that was true?
Yes, it has. Since I've been natural for 5 years, it thickened out a lot more, but it's still not as full as I would like it to be. It's a really decent length, but I would like it to be fuller, sort of like Oprah, thick, pretty. So I just still add weave, to give it that thickness. But I've been wearing weave for 5 years now that I don't know how to deal with my hair with it being natural. So that's a whole nother, situation I'm dealing with.
Yeah, and Oprah says that's all her hair. I have a hard time. I have a really hard time believing that. I'm sorry, I just do. It's beautiful though. So back to you. And again, we're trying to get deeper at the root of the problem or the issue. Why do you think your mom put a perm in your hair?
She back then it was too thick, and she didn't know how to really deal with it.
Mhm.
So she started permanent, and from there, the greater hair that I had,
Mhm.
it didn't come back until I went natural again. So
Okay. Okay. So how do you think that having a perm all that time has affected your self-esteem or anything like that?
um, I would say to a certain extent because now I'll say I'm addicted to weave. You can't find me caught dead without my weave in my hair. I have to have it. I haven't reached that level of being comfortable with wearing my, real hair. And those who have seen it, it's like, it's really long. You should wear it a little bit more, but I don't feel comfortable. So
Okay, so addiction, I heard you say that you feel addicted to it.
yes.
And addiction implies consequence.
Mm.
So what are the consequences of wearing weave? What are the negative consequences?
um, I believe your hair can't be as healthy, constantly being braided up, and because sometimes in order for your hair to grow, you have to let it breathe. And I personally, I don't use a lot of oil because I don't want it to mess up my weave because it tend to make the fake hair, it just mess up the hairstyle and drain it with grease. Not a
Mhm.
good thing, but my hair can't grow as healthy still because I'm not conditioning my hair the way I should or having
Mhm.
it grease in order for my scalp to, get that nourishment it needs.
Mhm. But you told me that your hair is long, and that people are
It's
always telling you,
long.
why aren't you wearing your hair?
I will, why I'm not wearing my hair?
Mhm.
Um, I don't like the texture. It's too curly. Like most people, like biracial individuals, they have the loose curls.
Mhm.
Well, my curls, I have tight corals, so
Mhm.
in order to get the length, you have to pull it,
Mhm.
and I don't feel comfortable with putting heat on my hair just to flat iron it a lot,
Mhm.
because heat is not good. So I just keep the weave. I feel like it's more better to maintain.
Mhm.